Hey guys, I am back with some more wig questions from you. We have pulled these from the comment section of the videos here on the channel, so let's get right into it. So which method do you prefer between this and the acrylic ink? This is a great question and it has a complicated answer. I prefer different methods depending on what I want to achieve with my wig. If I'm trying to go for a very natural, like dark brunette or something like that, I am always gonna go with the RIT Dye More Synthetic dye and doing this method if I have a heat safe wig. This is just going to give you a much better concentrated overall result. It's not gonna fade like the acrylic dye might, and it's just less messy, less room for error. I just find that I really like that method when I want a nice, consistent, solid, natural color. If I want to do something a little bit more exciting and colorful and fun, then acrylic paint is going to be better. This really is because you get so many more color options using acrylic markers or using acrylic ink, where you just can't get those colors in the RIT dye. It's unfortunate they just don't have a whole lot of colors in the Dye More, especially the Dye More Synthetic one, which is the best one to use for wigs. So for right now, I would say I like both methods, depending on what I'm doing to the wig and kind of the results that I want to get at the end. Could you clarify about the point you mentioned briefly about taking in a wig if the wig is too wide from ear to ear across the back of your head, in addition to a bit big from hairline to nape? Thanks. So I talk about this a little bit more extensively in the other video I did on resizing a close wefted wig, and we will put that here for you. But essentially you can absolutely do this whole cinching method that I show you how to do in this video and also in the other video, but you would be going from this side over and cinching this way instead of smushing it this way. So it's really easy. It's not super difficult. I will definitely get a video where I dedicate just showing you some different ways to do some different measurements like that. But for the most part, you're just gonna be bringing it in this way instead of this way. Did it get stiff when you sprayed? I did a wig with the root spray and it got stiff quickly. So this is a very common problem when using the root sprays on your wigs. Two things are probably happening. One, you're using too much product. You really wanna make sure you're holding it really far away. I go in very light strokes. I have a video where I show you like my method and I do this little wrist flick and it really works really well. And I'm holding it really far away from my wig. It's better to do a couple layers, letting it completely dry in between than to get it really, really saturated. Another thing you wanna make sure you're doing is you're brushing it out super, super well. I always talk about this in these videos where you see me rooting or highlighting a wig with this root spray. You wanna take a rat tail comb and you really wanna brush it out really well while it's still drying and after it's drying, because that extra product is really what gives it that crunchy feeling. It is an aerosol can. It does have some of that like hairspray base. So you really wanna break that up while spraying. So brushing it is gonna make a huge difference. And again, using less product. Also, maybe you, say to put some concealer on the lace. I think on the part. I'm afraid to wear it without a hat. I don't know what to do because the hairline looks unnatural and the root part is much darker. I don't know, thank you. This is something that I have a ton of videos on this channel about, and there are so many ways that you can hide the knots on your synthetic wigs. One way is to use concealer, like you mentioned. You can absolutely take a pointed pencil brush and put concealer on the inside of the cap along the hairline here and along the part. Or you can also, for added kind of visibility and making it really pop, you can add it right on the hairline on the outside of the wig as well. There are a lot of other methods to kind of hide those knots since you can't bleach synthetic wigs, and I do have a bunch of videos on how to do that. Have you ever tried Perfect Line Swiss? If so, did you like it? Thinking about trying it? I actually have not one, but two videos on this method. I love this product. It does have a little bit of a learning curve. After I made my first video, they actually reached out to me and gave me some pointers, and then I tried it using the tips they had given me, and I made a second video doing that for you guys. And it's definitely a great product. Like I said, it takes a little finesse, takes a little bit of a learning curve on it, but once you figure it out, it really, really makes a big difference in the way that your hairline looks, and it really does give it a scalp-like finish and feel. What if you don't have any hair? Do you still need to wear a wig cap? This question and this answer is really all about personal preference. So I have no hair at all. If I am installing a wig, I will usually use a nylon cap just because I'm usually gluing the wig down, and sometimes the wig can actually cause some itchiness and irritation when it's rubbing up against my hair. So I use a wig cap in that sense, but you absolutely don't have to. A wig cap is there to help hold your hair in, keep everything nice and smooth, protect your scalp, and all of that. So if you don't want to have that, you can absolutely still install a wig on your head using a wig grip or using nothing. A lot of times I throw on a wig and I have nothing on underneath and I go about my day, and I'm absolutely fine with that. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out with me and answering some of your wig questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, make sure you head over to TikTok, find me over there and follow me. We're gonna be doing some really cool things over on that platform. Again, thanks guys for hanging out, and I will see you on the next one. What? Yes, even I use my spray. Well, Micah, look nice and fresh.